Now moving on to scheduling and registration. So this will also be a different experience for candidates. Previously, if candidates are currently testing at a test center or a national test center on base, what they're going to do is go to the getcollegecredit.com site, go to find a test center, and look up an NTC site code and interact with that site directly and schedule. Now, for the ProProctor platform and remote proctoring, they're actually going to go to prometric.com, and I have the link there. It's /test-takers/search/Dantes. But the landing page screenshot is there for you to see. It says DSST/Dantes, and there are links there to schedule, reschedule, cancel, and confirm their appointment for the remotely proctored exam. Now, there's also options to test through Prometric test centers. That's one thing that has been made available for all exams. It was previously available for just the top 10 exams. Because of COVID and a lot of sites were closed, this offered more capability and more availability for test takers that were able to travel to Prometric test centers. But visiting this landing page is necessary. You can't schedule through the getcollegecredit.com site for remote testing. And I've added that note there that the link will be found and find a test center section that will redirect them to the right site. So the experience for candidates is that they should be able to find this link through getcollegecredit.com anyway. And continuing with the scheduling registration experience, another big difference is that the TCNet platform is not being utilized here. It's a different testing platform. So the Prometric Pro Scheduler system will actually capture their demographics and registration information that would normally be input into TCNet the day of their exam. So while they're scheduling their remote exam, they're going to walk through the process of selecting a time and date that they wish to take the exam. And all time and dates are presented in time zone. So, if you're on Eastern time zone, like the screenshot here, it'll display times in that zone. But we offer every time zone you can think of. If service members are overseas, we have proctors and times available in all sorts of time zones. So it's not just on the standard Eastern time zone that candidates are taking exams. We have candidates and programs all over the world continually taking these exams. And one thing to note here too is that appointment availability is still limited. While you think that you can take the test at any time and any place, it's still dependent on the availability of proctors, and we still have a limited amount of Prometric proctors that are able to administer these exams at any given day. So what my suggestion would be is to set the expectations for the service members that they still need to schedule a couple weeks ahead of time just to make sure that they capture the time that they want. Because if they do try to schedule an appointment for the next day or 2 days from now, there might not be an available time that they want. So it's still a limited amount of appointments. But again, the availability is much more broad, and we do offer a lot of availability. It's just very dependent on the proctors and the amount of volume for all programs that are testing that specific day.
Hey Matt, can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
Just real quick on the last slide, I just wanted everybody to understand that when you go to getcollegecredit.com and just how service members go and they find a test center near me, right next to that where they're going to input like, oh, Pensacola, Florida, right? Right next to that, there's a button that says schedule a remotely proctored DSST. When they click that button, it takes them right to this this screen so that they can schedule. And just on real quick on the scheduling part, we did a pilot program, a few pilot programs actually with Prometric and the Air Force and the Coast Guard and the Army National Guard at a few remote locations. And Matt's right on the money. They all came back with feedback saying, when you schedule your exam, service members 9 times out of 10 and probably 10 times out of 10 will not be able to schedule their exam that day. Like if I go on there to try to schedule my, human resource management, and I click on I want to take it today, there probably will not be an availability. So it gives you that 2-week window that you can see the available days and times that individual can take that exam. So that way it aligns with proctors and the service members. So, they will have to look at least 2 weeks out. And I just wanted to emphasize that real quick. Sorry, Matt.
Not a problem. That's a very important point. And I think that goes across a lot of different testing programs when testing through this platform, because logically it's easy to have that thinking that software and platform is always there, and you can take it from home, but it's still dependent on other people, other humans, working and having that availability. So that's a very good point. And to recover here, again, they're going to schedule and register through the per scheduler platform. So all the information that they would fill out, which I know is important to capture their demographics, that's all going to be collected while they schedule. So they're not going to have to register and schedule and input all their demographic information the day of the exam. It will be taken care of while they schedule the appointment, as well as the location of where they want their results to go. It will still be the same codes for those institutions that they need the scores and transcripts to go to. It's just going to happen before they actually take the exam.